Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, today I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping, taking it back to the basics of showing you how to stamp. I mean, I've got this little Claire's design. I've got a couple of these, I think, which are quite nice. But if you've got a nice stamp you want to use, don't rush out and buy these or anything like that. If you've got a nice stamp you want to use, I'm just doing a very sort of basic design, just with a little bit of extra on it, to see what you think. Okay, so like I say, this is the one I'm going to use. So I've got my blank card here. And I've got a stamping platform, which I've already sort of prepared earlier, which this one is, oh, I forgot what my maker is. Oh, Tonic, Tim Holtz. I tend to put a little bit of packaging in the background because I just think it often helps you stamp better. Although it might probably be, I think I am the right way around, because you obviously got two ways of putting it, is either the rubber stamp or the pads, I think. So anyway, get your card, pop that in the corner so it's really sort of easy to do. Now, I have done one earlier because I tend to do a test run, but basically you want to put it where you need it. Make sure your hand's nice and clean, because obviously I've already stamped with this, so I don't want to make a muck up. But if you know where you want it to go, okay, so that is going to be there, right? I hope it isn't left a mark, because it's a bit sticky where it's been sitting on there. And then I'm literally going to put, I think this come from Craft Stash, one of any sentiment you like. You know, it could be happy birthday, just for you, hello, thanks and hugs with love, thinking of you. This is the first time I've used these, but I've had them a while and just not got round to it. They're wiry words, but you pop any sentiment you like on here. Sometimes if they're new, they don't stamp ever so well, but that's how it'll go. So obviously, again, you're going to be putting it where you want it. So I just think for easiness, I'll sort of line it up with the bottom of the stamp. Okay. Then you just shut your door down and basically it should pick it up. All right. So I'm just going back to the basics. Now, I personally really like this Versafine pigment ink for fine details, because there's some fine details on this little stamp, and as you'll see, give it a good inking. Yeah. Now let's have a look. Pop it on here. You can use the back of your hand. I've got one of these. I think these are like them hockey things. I think I paid about £3 off eBay. Anyway, this sort of gives it a nice sort of, make sure it's catching everywhere too. But if not, just use the ball of your hand. You know, there's lots of things on the market that, you know, could have maybe. You know, if you buy everything, it ends up being an expensive hobby, doesn't it? Or whatever. So there we go. Now if I open that up, not bad. If it hasn't stamped enough, just redo that and pop it back on. I'm just going to do it again just to sort of, because that stamp, the happy birthday, was literally brand new, and sometimes when they're new, they take a little bit of sort of getting right. I have a bit of black on my hand, so let's just do it again. Obviously, because it's in a stamping block, it's in the same place, so you go back over it. If you're just doing it freehand, you know, you're going to be hard pushed to get it in exactly the right place again. So now what I will do, because I'm going to show you another little thing I'm going to do as well, I would take this out of here, pop, this is just clear embossing powder on, and again there. It's amazing how long this embossing powders last. The one I tend to use, I have bought a new one because but I think I only had a little tiny one. This is Wow embossing powder, clear gloss, super fine. So it's super fine, so it'll pick up all the little bits and pieces. If you now want to do a load of these cards, I would stamp them, pop your embossing powder and put it to one side. Right, I'm taking this one off here because I don't want that one again. Put it straight back on you where it goes, because it's very easy to then put something down and then you forget about it, don't you? Right, so now, because I'm not going to colour all that in, some pieces of scrappy card. I think that's in about the right place. Let's have a little look. Right, I'm going to do a couple of bits because I don't know which colour to use. Obviously, I'm actually only need the umbrella, but just for easiness, I'm stamping the whole thing. Okay. one. Oh, just nipped my finger. Okay, see how well that's stamped. Now you don't have to emboss it. It's entirely up to you. Okay, but I always think the embossing, personally, I think gives such a gorgeous little finish. But I'm just going to, I'm not going to use the people, I don't think, again. So I'm just embossing the top. You possibly can see, you know, where it's sitting, because if you do it more or less straight away, it sticks. Now this one, I wonder if that's going to go in the right. Ooh, that really nipped my finger, that did. Oh, hang on. There we go. So these are just some scrappy bits of card I'm using up. It's more or less done that. I might just do it again. I mean, obviously if you want to use the whole of the thing, but you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. Okay. There we go. Pop this out of the way. Then again, I'm just going to pop, I don't know which colour to use. I'm going to use the yellow brolly. You can probably see again where it's sitting there. Then I tend to use, because sometimes, you know, depending on how thick your card is, that will curl up. So let's just do the original one. And if you're going to do it, I try and do it all in one go. A little bit of noise now. This is where the magic happens. You see it has a gorgeous sheen on it. And then I'm just going to quickly do these because I can't decide which to use. There, they're done. Now just get yourself some fussy scissors, which I can't find because my granddaughter's been in here. She's been staying for a few days, and so she loved getting in here. I had to clean all the felt tip off my unit. Anyway, all I'm going to do, I don't know which colour actually. I was going to say the yellow, but I actually quite like the orange. Okay, so then just because it's something easy to cut out. So I tend to do this in live time. So you just have to watch me cut out. I mean, I appreciate, you know, I'm sure anyone can cut out. It's a nice, easy design, isn't it? And then the sheen when you do it with the embossing powder gives it such a lovely edge. I tend not to use these scissors much, but anyway, I can't find the other ones off the top of my head, so there we go. Right. So that's going there. So it's not putting a load of colour onto the card. Obviously, if you want to paint it, colour it, whatever you want to do. But I'm just doing a card that is, I think, is personally quite effective. This is that tape, which is whatever thickness. I buy it out of good old pound hand, although it used to be £1, it's now £2. I tend to always use some sticky scissors because it's a little bit, you know, as you can see, the stickiness gets on them. Oh, I don't need so much of that. Waste not, want not. Save that for another time, Sarah. Right. Could put a couple of tiny little bits each side. But that's probably enough. But this is just giving it a great little sort of, we stick to your fingers, 3D effect here. It might actually need another little bit under each of those. Okay. But anyway, if you wanted to then sort of go on and colour, I don't know what your thoughts are. It's quite a simple card. But like I say, these ones that I've used, Little Claire's Designs, I didn't know, look, you can, they sell them on, if you go to the company, I think there's on eBay and different places as well. But use a stamp that you've got that you like and just give this effect. I'm just trying to sort of potentially give you a few tips on stamping and things like that. So there you go. Quite a nice little card, isn't it? Very, very easy. Anyway, till the next time, see you very soon. Cheers. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy, please subscribe. My numbers are slowly going up, which is lovely. And I think I'm going to do a little giveaway when I get to about 100, which I can't believe I sort of a year and a bit on. But there you go. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, was it? Thank you very much for joining me. See you soon. Cheers.